Hello everyone and welcome to another video. First of all, I'm sorry for not uploading content regularly because of my semester examination. But now as they are over, we will start coding again. So let me show you what we'll be building in today's application. So here you can see we have this Postman open. We will create a new request. And we will create a new request. I already have my Heroku application working, and this is a link of my channel. What happens when I send this query to my Heroku server? As you can see, this grabs the channel name, subscribers, video views, country, and the avatar. Okay, if I just copy, you can see this is the logo of my channel and the channel link. Okay, so this is our API that we'll be building in today's application. Without further ado, let's get started. So let me tell you what we'll be using in today's application. We'll be using Node.js. So first of all, the pretty mandatory thing is to download Node.js on your PC. I'm using an Ubuntu, that is Linux. So I will be downloading it from my terminal, but if you are on Windows or any other platform, you can just go to this website nodejs.org. I will also provide the link to this in description and download the setup file accordingly to your platform. What we need to do next is I will just open up my terminal, and in my terminal I will write sudo apt get install node.js and enter my password. So this will download the Node.js plugin for Node.js setup software for me, and we'll be using the npm command that comes with Node.js to install our packages. Okay, you can close this thing. This was the Postman, and do download the Postman application. This is very helpful in API development. For the sake of this video, I'm using the web version of Postman, but you can download it to your PC also. Let me just close this. Okay, I think we got our node installed. After you just let's say you are on Windows and you install the exe execution, and also if you are on a Mac you install everything, then how you can check whether node and npm are installed correctly? In Windows, open the cmd. In Mac, you can just open the terminal. For now you can assume that I am also going with the terminal only. I'll just write node and we will check the version. Okay, this means we have node installed in our PC, and also we'll check the version for npm. You can see npm was not installed, but on Windows and Mac you will definitely get npm installed with it. So we'll install the npm command first. Just wait for this to download and I'll be back in a while. Okay, so after waiting for some while, we got our npm command also installed. Let me just show you everything again, and you can see we have node installed, npm installed. Now what we need to do next, I can use the terminal to create a new folder on my desktop, but for the sake of this video I will write YouTube API, and this will create a new folder on my desktop. What we need to do is just go back to okay, this is desktop. Go to your desktop folder. You can use cmd in Windows and terminal on Mac. What we need to do next is we will initialize a new package in our home directory. Okay, so let me just write the package name as YouTube API. Version is 1 only. Description, the API which scraps the YouTube data from SOCIALBLADE.com. I forgot to mention about SOCIALBLADE. This is the website from which we'll be extracting our data. The usual YouTube API that comes from Google is a little bit complicated in my sense. So I'll just create my own API for this SOCIALBLADE, and which you will see this is very convenient. So don't worry, we'll just move forward with this video, then you will understand. The keyword will be YouTube. Author, you can just write your name there. Yes, and after you can see we have everything here. Just write yes. So this will initiate the new Okay, I think I didn't. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, the mistake that I made, I didn't migrate it to that desktop to YouTube API folder, and I created the package.json on my desktop. Don't worry, this is nothing harmful as such. Just drag this to YouTube API folder. Why isn't this? Why is this not dragging in there? Just copy, paste. Okay, you can delete this from your desktop. We have this package.json. In here we have the name, version, the description, and keyword and our author. This is not anything much complicated. Now just go to this folder, and here what we need to do is install some libraries for our project. I will write npm I, or rather npm install request. This will install the request library in our folder. Just wait for it to finish. Okay, we got our request library installed. What we need to do next is also install Cheerio. This is the scrapping library. This is very helpful. I will show the use of it in the video. Now also install Express. This will be our application for Node.js, which will help us to run the local host server. Okay, we got everything set up. Now as we got everything set up, you will see we have this new folder, node module, and this package log.json. Now you need to just open this in your favorite code editor. For this video I'm using Visual Studio Code. Now let me just maximize the screen size so that you can see everything clearly. Now we will create a new JavaScript file. I'll name this as index.js. Okay, we got our file created. Now so we'll start by importing all the packages. Importing all the packages. We need to import Express. We will write const Express. This will require the Express. What we need to do next is do the same for our request library and Cheerio library. As let's say this is my local host. Okay, 8080. Now whatsoever query we provide, like this is the query. So for this query queue, how we can use this as a query for our request function. For doing that, what we'll be doing is we'll initiate a new parameter queue, which will go with request dot query dot queue. Okay, and now we will write a new variable. This will be the URL for our application, or rather the URL which will be scrapping the data. And let me go back to SOCIALBLADE. Okay, if I open up my browser and go to socialblade.com, okay, and here I'll enter my channel name, and okay, just enter your channel name and click on enter. This will check my browser before accessing SOCIALBLADE. Okay, this is my channel. Here you can see I have this uploads 15, subscriber 269, and yeah, first of all, if you are watching this video till now, then please subscribe my channel. I'll be posting new content regularly as my exams are now over. And you can see we have this video views, country, and logo for my channel, and the name. These 1 2 3 4 5 6 data will be scrapping in our API. Now the URL, you can see if I go to my channel, let me go to my channel. Okay, how this URL is built. Okay, this is my channel, and you can see this is the URL for my channel, this thing. If I just copy, and we can see after this SOCIALBLADE we have YouTube channel and the channel ID. I will take this query from user. Okay, I will take this query from user, and I will replace all HTTPS and www.youtube.com from it, and I will add the channel with the channel ID. Okay, now go to your Visual Studio Code. First of all, for video purpose, let me just write https socialblade.com / and here I will add the query which I will send from my web browser. Now what we need to do next is call our request library. The request library have these parameters. First of all, the URL, and this will be the URL. Another parameter is of a function. This will be the callback function. Okay, and where in function we have a error, a response, and the HTML that we need to scrap. Check all the colon, because this will cause error at last. Okay, so these are three parameters: error, response, and HTML. Now if there are no error while calling or making a request, we will initiate a new Cheerio variable HTML. This will call the Cheerio library and load the HTML that we received from our request function, and storing this in $variable. Okay, now what we need to do next is the main scrapping part begins here. I'll write a new variable subscriber and go back to your web browser and on this SOCIALBLADE website, and you can see, just if I go to this inspect tab section, and here I will see we have this span ID YouTube stats header sub. This will display the number of subscribers for our channel. So what we can do is just copy, and we will copy the selector option here, and we will paste this selector. Don't forget to add this variable that we created for the HTML, and this Cheerio library will search for this selector in our HTML and then extract the text of that element. Okay, we will be creating a new JSON. I will write JSON. This will be subscriber and subscriber. Okay. Okay, I'll be sending this JSON as a response, and you can remember we have this request and then response. So I'll write response dot send. I'll send this JSON. Okay, we got everything set up for our application. What we need to do next is run our application on this port. I will write env.port. Let me write this port as 5000. No worries with that, and I will export all the modules for our application. Module.export. This will tell the application what modules we are using. Okay, we got everything set up, I guess. Let me just save the file and open up my terminal. You can also go from here, new terminal. Now we'll write node index.js. I think we have our web server running. Let me just go to my localhost 5000. Okay, let me open an incognito tab. Just open up an incognito window. Where are they opening? Okay, and I will write localhost 5000, then the query queue, and we will send the link of my channel. So this is the link of my channel. Okay, we need to remove this https and also this youtube.com. This will be just YouTube. Now what if I just press enter? For now this won't display anything, and there's a reason for that. Let me just tell you why. I didn't wrote that function in starting because I wanted to show you what this will look like. Okay, now let me show you what HTML we get while we make this request. Here we can write console.log HTML. Okay, we wanted to know when we make this request. Okay, when we make this localhost request, what HTML we get, because if we have the subscriber number there in that HTML, we would have definitely scrapped that thing. Didn't get anything. Let me see what HTML we are getting while making the request. I'll just again go with node index.js, and I will just reload this application. Okay, here you can see nothing happened, but if I go to my console, that's terminal, here you can see we have this let me just go to here, this resolve captcha. Complete the captcha that proves you are a human and then gives you the temporary access to web property. All the website in today's world use this captcha protection to protect their content from scrapping. How? And now then okay, here we have the problem. How we can scrap that thing if we have to solve the captcha? So there are two options. First of all, you can make a separate JavaScript file which will then solve the captcha, but rather than what we can do is we will write some headers. The headers in this request function will define which web browser is trying to access the website. Okay, if you just go to Google and search user agent header, you will see this website, I guess, device site list. This will list a user agent, different type of user agent. Let's say I'm on desktop, so this is a Windows 10 user agent, Mozilla, Chrome OS, this is the user agent, Mac OS, this is the user agent. So how we to avoid that captcha, what we can do is just we will create a new variable, name this header, and in this variable I have this user agent. Okay, I have this user agent, and this user agent will have a list of some values. Like here we will just copy all that user agent that we are provided by this website. I will provide a link to this website in the description, so don't worry. I'll just paste it here. I'll also copy this thing here. I'll paste this thing also here, and the last I can just use Windows 7 using a Chrome browser. I will just enter. Okay, we have our variable ready. Now what we need to do next is load this variable in our request function. How we can do this? Just first of all we will enclose this in bracket headers. Rather, let me just go to let me just remove everything. This is getting complicated for me also, for you also. I will write URL. This will be headers, and this will pass the header function. Okay, we have the URL, then the headers variable, which will have different user agent. We will again run the web server, and here if I reload the application, bonjour, congrats, we made our first API. Here you can see we have the subscriber. We got our subscriber that we have in our channel. We have the channel name, subscriber, uploads, country code, video views, channel link. Okay, one thing is missing, I think, avatar link. Why is it not showing up? Have I not added it? Or is there any mistake? YouTube user in. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Here if you see this, we went to this division section. We need to go to this selector, the image selector. We will be scrapping from that. Okay, now just save the application in the Node.js server again. Go to your localhost. Where is my localhost? Here we have our localhost. What happened? Why are you not running? Have I made any mistake? Okay. I just entered back hash 2 times there. Okay, we have a channel. Subscriber uploads avatar link. Let me just copy this avatar and see whether I have my logo here, country code, video views, channel link. Now we have everything ready. There's one thing that is missing. If I go to my channel, let's say I have my channel here. Anyone who will be using my API, will be just copying this thing here and just placing this in my query. Now to avoid errors, what we can do is I will take this query and I will write let q1 equals to q dot replace. I will replace all this https and www.youtube.com. I will replace this www.youtube.com with nothing, and here if I replace this youtube.com, we are left with this channel and the channel ID. So in this URL we have this http SOCIALBLADE plus query, and this will be rather q1, or no, we have to write YouTube backslash, then we will have our q1. I think this will be working. Let me just reload my application. If I just take my YouTube channel link, I'll just enter this in query. Let me see whether we get this result or not. We have this result. We have the channel link also. This was just to show how we can avoid confusion with the user. Now we got everything set up. What we need to do next is host our API to Heroku Server. How we can do? Heroku Server needs a proc file like web, like node. This will be index.js. I'll save everything up. We got an application ready. I'll just save this thing. Now what we need to do next is go to your web browser and go to your GitHub repository. GitHub. I'll be providing the link to this YouTube API in my description, so you can download the source code from there. YouTube scraping API. What means the API which scraps the YouTube data for particular channel from SOCIALBLADE.com. I'll create this as a public API. I will initialize be creating the we got our repository created. Now open up your terminal. You can use CMD, but in CMD we don't have Git installed. We'll be using Git. In Mac we have installed. For Windows user, what you can do is you can just download this Git bash, where I am to do not match. Let me just check what we need to do. Git branch m main, git push u origin main. Okay, I need to enter my username again. This will push our repository to our GitHub page. Now we will reload this our repository, and here you can see we have the node module, proc file, index, heroku.com. Now also I have this a separate video on Heroku. You can I'll just provide a link to that on the right section, I tab, and I'll create a new application. I will write this as YouTube after trying hell lot of name. I just got this YouTube scraping available. I'll just create a new application with this. Okay, now what we need to do, connect to GitHub. I already have my GitHub installed in Heroku. You can see this is very easy. You can just, and I'll write